Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry. Well, I took a little detour the past few days as I worked on Hyper and Hilda, but I am back to talking about the raid. I want to apologize first of all for not being able to hold my live stream as planned last week, and thank you so much for your support and helping push the channel past 2,000 subscribers. I did upgrade my internet and I'm going to be testing live streaming throughout the next week to see if I can get a stable connection. Hopefully I'll be able to do so, even if I have to run the game with slightly lower specs. I think it should be possible. I know a lot of people out there are able to stream the game, so I want to get to that point too, just so I can play events like this with you and get to talk them over. But I don't want to commit to that until I'm sure I have the technology in place and I'm able to do so. So expect some streams to go up at random times just to test things out, play the game a little bit, and see how it looks. So in lieu of that, I'm actually going to talk about the raid in this video today, just give my overall thoughts, give my impressions. Right now I'm showing off my gameplay of the first time I was able to get the 90-second clear. Now this was with a group on Discord. The channel's Discord is in the description below, so if you're looking for a group to play with, be sure to check that out. I think that it's just easier to do these clears when you have a team with the same goal in mind. When you're going into public lobbies, it can be tough to keep everyone on the same page. Some people are just grinding for emblems, some people are trying to get fragments which drop when you destroy the tail this time around. Some people are going for the timed clear, and others are going for that deathless. So I definitely think if you want to play together, Discord is probably one of the better ways to do so. But as you can see, we were able to take down the timed clear without too much trouble. I hadn't fully built out my team. Probably running a little bit suboptimal here, but didn't want to invest all of the resources in order to do so, with me feeling that my team was sort of good enough to get the job done. After this, I also want to take a look at Su Fang and Peng Lai because a lot of people have asked me about them. They're the new free adventurer and dragon respectively that came out with this raid. We also got a free Wormprint Dragon Dance, which has fairly low stats for a 4-star, but it does provide up to 50% bog res once max unbound. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to talking about those. So here we go into the collection. Now Su Fang and Peng Lai are both pretty solid. Have to say I'm impressed, and Su Fang for a free adventurer has a really nice kit. So his first skill, Gale Slice, is a simple attack. His second skill, Crackling Pyro Blossom, increases his strength by 25% for 10 seconds, and if it's active, Gale Slice may inflict stun. It has over 100% base chance to do so, so for enemies who resist stun, it may not be the case they get affected, but nevertheless, this is a pretty nice effect, as stun and sleep are probably the most debilitating conditions to inflict upon enemy bosses. So this is a really nice combination. Besides that, as a dagger user, Su Fang has critical rate as a co-ability, and Therian's Bane as the first ability. This is a tradition with these free units that we get. They all have some kind of expertise against a certain type of foe. So Therians include bison, wolves, manticores, rats, which are honestly some of the more annoying enemies in the game, so not a bad Bane to have. And of course, it's good against the raid boss as well. Besides that, Su Fang only gets up to 50% bog res, but that free Wormprint we get, Dragon Dance, brings us up to 100%, which I feel like was very considerate on the part of Cygames. It makes a lot of sense. It gives players who may not have access to some of the mini bog res adventurers out there at least one solid option for their raid team. And finally, if you promote Su Fang to 5-star, you are going to get that skill damage ability as his final ability. It is a significant boost to his first skill, which charges relatively quickly, so this is a very nice ability to see on him. It's going to mean his damage output is quite solid, even comparable to some gacha 4-star adventurers. And when you look at Su Fang compared to Francesca, she's the only other wind dagger right now. He definitely comes out on top. So the one thing about Francesca is she has 2 attacking skills, and her Wind Whistler can debuff enemy defense with a small chance, so that is pretty nice. She also has Force Strike as her first ability, which does have more general use than Su Fang's first ability, but is probably a bit weaker than his skill damage ability he also has if he's promoted. And then of course, because she's a 3-star, she only gets up to 75% Bog Res between her second and third ability once they're fully upgraded. So I definitely think he's a stronger character at this point. Unfortunately for Francesca, but at least she's a little bit different. I'll go ahead and show you that Dragon Dance worm print I was referring to. That's going to be right here. And as you can see, I have max Unbound Mind, so I get Bog Res of 50%. Pretty artwork on this one too. And for dragons, Peng Lai. Now Peng Lai is a dragon I definitely suggest you max Unbind and keep. For things like facility events, you really want to think about what are my 4 strongest adventurers and dragons in a given element. Although you can potentially go multi-element and have success, as I did last event, but I think that Peng Lai will probably still be in your top 4 water dragons. And just in general, you want to keep all of your dragons around until you max bond level with them, even your 3-stars, because maxing bond level gives you those sunlight ores, which are really precious materials that enable you to unbind your 5-star dragons. So Peng Lai has the Swift Stream skill, which can inflict Bog, which is a nice secondary effect. It's similar to what we see on Leviathan. And the ability, Water HP plus 30%, means that he is most suited to healers. Now this is actually quite relevant because there's no gacha dragon at 4 or 5-star for water that specifically focuses on HP. So at 5-star, Poseidon provides up to 30% strength and HP, but he's again a rare gacha 5-star. Poliahu at 4-star provides up to 20% each of HP and strength. So those give you more strength, which is nice. But Peng Lai for a dedicated healer is a really good choice as well. The design visually of Peng Lai is really awesome. I will say that if you're looking at high dragon trials specifically, Peng Lai is probably going to be your most budget option. It's similar to Pele from the game's first raid, how I use her for instance on my Mikoto because I lack a stronger flame strength dragon. The drawback is you do need pretty high level dojos, so if you want to run Thaniel for Hilda and you want to use a 4-star max unbound elemental water staff, you're going to need level 26 dojos, staff dojos, in addition to your max level altars and your Dragon Yule facility. So that is a pretty high investment. If you want to use a 5-star elemental staff for Thaniel, then it's a much more reasonable investment actually. Peng Lai can be used at a pretty normal level of dojo, something around 16. From what I've been able to tell in public lobbies and then grouping up to actually beat Hybernilda, there tends to be a shortage of Thaniel, so if that is something you're interested in taking on, Peng Lai could be a worthwhile dragon for you to invest in. Either way, it's one of the coolest dragons, so as you can see, I've already leveled up mine to 50, and plan to maybe level it up as I max out my gacha dragons over time. But there you have it folks, that's pretty much all I want to say about Skyborne Spectacle. I think both the free dragon and the free character are pretty good. Definitely welcome for free-to-play or low-spending players. The event itself I felt was a little bit unremarkable in the story. I wasn't super crazy about it. It feels like more of the same at this point to me. Although some of the backdrops and scenery were nice. Learning about Taiwu was nice, but I don't think this had the same appeal as the original New Year raid event. Let me know what you think about it though. Are you enjoying this raid? Are you starting to burn out a little bit from the repetition in these events? I know I've seen some people talking about that too. Hopefully Void Battles coming at the end of this month will help spice things up a little bit, and I am expecting that we'll probably get a facility event for Valentine's Day. I'm thinking it'll be a flame facility and we'll get a limited showcase. That is just speculation of course though, so let me know what your thoughts are and what your predictions are. As always, take care everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.